4 champions, as a matter of fact.
He certainly is one of the most powerful. I mean, he can hit with both the right and the left hand. He's got a great right hook and a great straight left. And I'll tell you what else he is. He's tough under the boards. I played in 2 charity basketball games with him. He really can move you out of there.
Very intelligent young man, really knows exactly what's down the road for him, and has set his sights on Virgil Hill. But I did ask him exactly what you were talking about, looking by Cedillo, and he said not a chance. So we're set to go for the WBO Light Heavyweight Championship.
大家好，老师从业中医男科30余年，帮助了数千名海内外华人朋友通过中药调理重回男性雄风。如果你也存在房事时间短、勃起无力、硬度差、中途疲软、肾虚、前列腺炎等问题，现在就加中医老师微信574-993-200，纯中药，一人一方，治根治本，帮助你持续坚挺20至40分钟，补肾壮阳，延时助勃，彻底告别快男软男。记住微信574-993-200。
175 pounds. As a professional, he has 23 victories, 6 losses with 13 knockouts. From Fontana, California, here is the challenger, Mike Cedillo. Cedillo. And in the red corner, weighed in at 175 pounds, standing 6'2" tall. As a professional, he is undefeated, 17 victories, 17 knockouts. From the Motor City of Detroit, here is the WBO Light Heavyweight Champion, Michael Moorer.
Low blows and headbutts, you kidney punch. On my command to break, take a full step back, the hands up, protect yourself at all times. In case of a knockdown, I'll send you to the furthest neutral corner. Remain there until I send for you. Good luck.
Well, one thing is certain, this is the loneliest man in Auburn Hills. He's got 8,500 people rooting against him tonight. And in the other corner, the public choice, Michael Moorer. Knowledgeable boxing crowd, and a very good crowd here at the Palace, incidentally. 8,500 was the official figure.
And but for the weather, which is pretty cold, and they've had some weather problems here, they might have some more.
Are you the master of the understated? Pretty cold.
I guess pretty cold is an understatement.
It was -4 here today. Moorer's knockout ratio just a tad higher.
It can't be any higher at 100%, obviously. And Cedillo, not a tremendous puncher, but has some sting in those punches.
Moorer feels that Cedillo is just too tall. He says he has fought a fighter who with a similar style, a similar build than Cedillo, and that was Jeff Thompson. He got him out of there.
Cedillo has to be very careful about what he just did there, lunging and being off balance when he throws the right hand. Moorer will throw a good short straight left and hurt him with it.
The Uriah Grant fight, most people look at as Cedillo's best, but interestingly enough, he fought Virgil Hill back in 1986, and he fought him more than just a close fight. It was a split decision. He had cut Hill around the eyes. One eye was closed of Virgil Hill's, and the decision went to Hill. But in Cedillo's mind, as you might expect, he felt he won the fight.
We saw Cedillo lose to Joe Lasisi, top contender who eventually did fight Virgil Hill. But in between these nachos, 23 wins. And he won the Stroh's tournament out west.
Won $40,000 in the Stroh's tournament.
Moorer being very economical with his punches, more so even than I suspected he might be.
Out there with a couple in, set up behind the jab. Good body shot by Moorer, too. Cedillo gets over the right hand.
It's the punch he wants to get in. He's been busier in this first round. Not a lot landing, but throwing more often.
Tough body shot by Moorer.
Michael Moore hits with tremendous power. Look at the short, straight left hand. The definition of puncher has his picture next to it in the dictionary, Michael Moore's. I mean, it is just a very good compact puncher. Strong.
Once again, as you pointed out, Cedillo on occasion will duck in with his head, and he is there for left hand.
He's in front. He's in the wrong place physically. He's right in front of Moore. We may get into that a little bit more in the next round, but strategically, Cedillo's in the wrong place here, and he's hurt already.
Took a couple of good shots, and now he's going to have to do well just to get through this. A couple of serious shots from Moore, and Moore again being very economical. Moore doing exactly what he had to do there.
Here's where Michael Moore's power started to have an impact. That right hand stunned him, and there's some more shots from Moore, and those weren't the best he could do. Cedillo.
Can't stand, punch it out with a gun.
You see, that's what Larry Ramirez is saying.
You're not moving it out, just moving it out.
Yeah, but here's the point. Cedillo needs to be moving to his left, I think, to stay away from those straight left hands, and he's not doing it. He's standing in front of Michael Moore. You can see here, Barry, Cedillo's right in front of him. More often than not, Moore has got his right foot outside the left foot. There's the punching in that first round. You can see that Moore landing more, even though Cedillo is throwing more. Most of those landed in the last minute. Mike Cedillo is standing right in front of Moore. Look at the right foot of Moore, how it's on the outside of Cedillo's left foot. That means that Cedillo is right in his wheelhouse, right where he can throw those power shots.
And he did get a right hand home just a moment ago. And did again there.
This fight will not last long if Cedillo keeps standing there and trying to duke it out with Moore. Totally wrong strategic fight, and I'm sure Larry Ramirez didn't want this kind of a bout from Cedillo.
Nice uppercut by Moore. Cedillo continues to stand right there. Took another right hand and another right hand.
He's moving the wrong way, and now he's hurt, and now for sure he's going off his right. He's making this his right hand against the power of Moore, and that is not going to work, not early in this fight. I mean, really, this is equivalent to some team going to playing Oklahoma and saying, let's run with them. You can't do it, and that's exactly what Cedillo's doing here.
What you really have to admire about Moore is he just does not waste a punch.
He's so accurate, gets good power into it. Look at that right hook to the body. That was a beautiful punch by Moore.
Terrific body shot.
And we told you what Mike Cedillo's been up to point out to you that while he is not a guy who is a #1 contender, he is not a stiff at all and has been in with the best guys like Virgil Hill. Some credibility, but he's not fighting the right fight here, I'll tell you that much.
Well, eventually he told me when I talked with him last night that he felt he could push Moore back. That's the type of fight he's fighting, only he hasn't had a chance of doing that.
It's too early in the bout to do that. He would have had to create something over the course of a 5 or 6 round fight before he could do that. And he's still moving the wrong way, still moving over to his right.
And a good lesson to learn here, too, in that watch when Moore throws his punches, how on balance he is, and watch when Cedillo throws his, how off balance he is. We'll be back.
1989 saw
Michael Moore from the right-handed stance, landing that straight right hand. And he comes out bombing here in this round.
Well, Larry Ramirez in the corner between rounds saying exactly what you were saying. That is, you can't stand there and go dukes with him. You got to fight him from the outside, and you got to get off first.
And the only thing he didn't add, which I think is pretty important, is he's got to move to the left. Got to get out of the range of those straight left hands. Yes, Moore can hurt you with a right hook and hurt you with the jab, but he's not going to hurt you as bad as if you're moving off to your right and you're right in there for his punching.
And this tells you just about what you need to know about the fight as you look at the punch profile, and it's all Michael Moore, the champion.
Yeah, and among those 37, there were some big ones in there. See, look when Cedillo goes off to his left and flicks the jab out even. I mean, see, that's what you've got to do to Moore. Can't stay right in there and be in position for him to throw the straight left and trade punches and expect to win. Not unless you're some huge puncher.
This is the third round of the WBO light heavyweight championship. Michael Moore out of Detroit's Kronk Gym. He's the champion. 17 fights, 17 knockouts. And there probably isn't a soul in the Palace of Auburn Hills who thinks that won't be 18 and 18 by the time this evening's festivities are over, at least if the first 2 rounds are any indication.
And if he doesn't change his tactics, Mike Cedillo's not going to make either of us a believer that it will be different either. Could have been a warning to Moore for pushing down on the head of Mike Cedillo. Well, strategically, in my opinion, this couldn't be a worse fight for Mike Cedillo at this point. Just, he's fighting it all wrong. And for all the reasons we've already outlined, leaning in like that. Boy, the last thing you want to do is that with that uppercut Moore has. And there's Moore. He sees it. See, he knows he's going to land a big uppercut at some point.
Cedillo just fighting. Even when he is at long range, he's flat-footed and right in front.
There's the uppercut.
Good shot. The right hand right on the point of the chin.
And a lot of those shots by Moore don't look dramatic, but they are so strong on the inside. There's the uppercut
again, and that time a 3-punch combination that drives Cedillo into the ropes, and he's going to end this round in trouble. This is not a pretty picture from this man's perspective, but from this man's, it's just about, I'm sure, as he drew it up. In fact, Cedillo's helping him. 2 or 3 rounds, we look at our punch profile, and pretty ugly if you sit in Mike Cedillo's chair.
Big edge for Moore, and he's landing a fairly good percentage of his punches, which is you expect from him.
Cedillo continues to duck in, and he is just asking.
You cannot fight Michael Moore that way. It just, no matter who you are, he's got a terrific uppercut. He's got upper body strength to spare on the inside. You've got to move to your left, use the jab, straight right hands, and hook to the body and the head. Now there, he's got to be moving to his left, though, when he does that, Cedillo. It's the only way you're going to beat Michael Moore, unless you are a huge puncher and you can get him out.
No, I'm not sure there's anybody in the division that's any more of a huge puncher than Moore.
Very, very possible. I mean, you'd have a hard time making a case. Virgil Hill's a very skilled boxer and has power. And Prince Charles Williams has power.
Just looking ahead to the potential fights out there for Michael Moore, there are some really entertaining matchups. I would have to think he and Hill would make a terrific fight.
Yes, or he and Williams, he and Harding. I mean, any of the other champions, and we're going to be featuring a lot of those people here on ESPN as we did Virgil Hill. So the light heavyweight division is fun right now.
Very good, and some very young prospects upcoming too in that division. Another good body shot. Moore jumps right on Cedillo. He's in trouble again. Moore drives him into the corner with the left hand.
And good combinations by Moore. It's good short punches. Boy, he is just a very, very skilled, polished boxer in there.
No wasted movement. Another key.
And unless you give him movement, and believe me, if he would fight a Virgil Hill, trust me, he'll face some clever movement. And that is what probably the Hill people think would be his undoing. He hasn't faced that yet like Hill will give it to him. But unless you give him that, you're not going to be able to stand in there and fight with Moore.
I was kidding you earlier about less is more, but that is a statement of fact the way this fight has gone.
It's true, and he doesn't waste punches. He throws what he needs to throw.
I still think Cedillo is hurt, and that body shot didn't feel any better.
Made him wince, and I'll tell you, Michael Moore is as good a body puncher as you'd ever want to see. We saw Terrence Elliott.
Great shot.
You can feel those down here.
Another terrific round for Michael Moore.
Wow. Here's where Michael Moore got in some good combinations, nailing Cedillo to the head with some big shots, but it's not the head work that's really impressive. Watch this right hook to the body. Oh man, I mean, that is short. It made him wince, and he threw another one like it that really was powerful.
That will have you eating through a straw for about a week.
Yeah, that's for sure. I have a delayed reaction there to that. Oh, I'll tell you. Here's our the punch profile for the last round, and you can see what Moore is doing. Cedillo landing 9 punches. Even that surprising, considering how well Moore is doing.
I don't think the scorecard on your part is any great secret, is it?
No, nothing doing for Mike Cedillo.
Oh, another big left hand. You know, the other thing that's impressive about Moore is how quickly he gets his punches back.
Yes, very good point. And not a bad defensive fighter. I'll tell you, matchup-wise, you have to love him against any of those, as far as a matchup to make an interesting fight. Against Virgil Hill or Prince Charles Williams, one of the other champions, because he's the puncher, they're more the boxers, even though they can both punch pretty good. And you want to see, I'm dying to see Michael Moore against somebody that gives him that kind of movement. I mean, he is a destroyer. You can see it. He's got those short, compact punches. He comes forward. He's with purpose. He knows what he's doing. Now, what will that movement and that cleverness do to him? Will it affect that rhythm?
Another body shot that made Cedillo wince.
I don't like to be looking ahead too much, but trust me, folks, barring a miracle right now, and I never say this during a boxing match, barring a miracle, Mike Cedillo is not going to win this bout. This is as systematic a destruction as you'd like to see.
Yeah, it really is. It's symptomatic almost of the way Marvin Hagler used to fight his fights.
Precisely. It's very good point, Barry. Both southpaws, both short, compact punches, especially in Marvin's earlier days.
And you know the really frightening thing, if you happen to be somebody in the ring with Cedillo, with Michael Moore, is it looks like he can do this for about 30 rounds.
Yeah, because he's not throwing 8 million punches. He's throwing enough and throwing combinations, but not wasting a lot of energy. Well, when you fight him like this, too, it's going to make him look that much better. And that's why I really hasten to point out that the really master boxer like Virgil Hill would give him a whole different look and would give Michael Moore many, many more things to think about. Cedillo hasn't done that in this round, in this fight. Same is true of Prince Charles Williams, who we'll see on January 7th.
That's right.
Defending his crown. People get a chance to compare all these light heavyweights.
Yeah, and it's just an excellent division, and now fighters are not so quick to say, I want to move up to the heavyweight division and take a shot at that. There's going to be some money in this division. We start the 6th round. Michael Moore, who has been a surgeon, took a right hand to start this round by Cedillo. But it's a long way back for Mike Cedillo.
at Mike Cedillo taking a step to his left. This is what is really puzzling to me. This is really a tough one for me to figure. There. Now, if he continues this movement to the left, it will make him more effective in this round. I'm not saying he even has to dance, just move to his left. And he can get out of the wheelhouse of those punches by Moore. Instead of staying right there in front of him, even just a step. I'm not even talking about constant movement or dancing. Then he can throw. I mean, that's the way you got to do that against the southpaw anyway, and you really have to do it against Michael Moore. Look at he's right in there. With that right foot of Moore on the outside of his left foot, he can get hit with the straight lefts, the right hooks by Moore. There, see? Moore is taking a step off to his right, doing exactly the right thing.
Another outstanding body shot by Moore.
They're getting restless here in the Palace. They want Michael Moore to score the knockout.
It's the only thing he hasn't done so far tonight. And there's still a ways to go.
Marvin Hagler, I'll bet you he likes being compared to him. Why not? Huh?
Oh, yeah.
And you're probably not the first to do it, but it's a good comparison.
Left hand staggered Cedillo, and it was exactly what we said. He ducked right into it, and now we'll see if Moore can finish him. Down goes Cedillo.
They should stop this fight, even if he gets out. And I don't think he will.
It's over. Well stopped. Cedillo had enough. He was a beaten fighter. And Michael Moore there showed a terrific ability to finish when he had his man hurt. Couldn't have been a more well-written chapter in the boxing career of Michael Moore.
For Mike Cedillo, obviously very disappointing. He got his shot at a title, could not make it work. He faced a brutal puncher in Michael Moore and didn't help his own cause by fighting what I think was not the correct strategic fight. But no matter what he would have done, probably, I don't think he had the firepower to deal with this man, Michael Moore. And you have to look at him and say that at the age of 22, two things stand out. One, obviously the power, and number two, he is a very fine technician in that ring. And when you stand in front of him, Barry, and you're there to trade punches with him, it's going to be very tough to beat him.
And yet there are some attractive matchups down the road for him. We'll talk more about that. Let's watch him duck into this left hand.
There, now look how short that punch was, and yet look how it hurt him. Moore getting in there again, being economical, good combination, trying to set up his punches, and there, the right hand. These are short, compact, 6 to 8 inch punches. But boy, they have a lot of power. There, he walks into it. That was such a short punch. And think how many shots he's taken in this fight, and that is the one that really hurt him. And then Moore getting him on the ropes and doing a number on him. Well, you hate to wax too enthusiastic about any boxer because you know everyone is vulnerable and everyone can be beaten. But right now, Michael Moore looks very, very good. And as we said, the only element missing is what does he do when he faces a real master boxer?
Yeah, and which he certainly will. But just based on tonight, taking this in toto as an entity in and of itself, Michael Moore was brilliant.
Excellent performance.
Let's get the official word from Wally Jackson.
Our referee, Sam Williams, stops this contest at 2 minutes, 7 seconds of the 6th round. Winner by TKO and still WBO light heavyweight